and girls, and welcome to Tennessee's at-home learning series for literacy. Now, today's lesson is for all our first graders out there, but all children are welcome to tune in. This lesson is the first in our series. My name is Miss Clark, and I'm a first grade teacher here in Tennessee schools. I can't wait to learn with you today, boys and girls, and I'm so excited to be your teacher for this lesson today. Welcome to my virtual classroom. Now, today we're going to be reading one of Aesop's fables. And the fable that we're going to be reading today is called The Boy Who Cried Wolf. As we read, we're going to be listening to determine the moral of the story or the lesson that the character learns. Now, by the end of the story today, boys and girls, you are going to be able to write me the moral of the story yourself. Pretty exciting. So let's get started. I can't wait. Now, before we do begin, you're going to need just a few things that you need to collect around from your house. So you're going to need a blank piece of paper, and you're going to need a pencil, and you're going to need something to write with. Okay, let's get started. Now, today as I read to you, boys and girls, you're going to be hearing some very important vocabulary words. Now, we know vocabulary words are very important to a story because they help us better understand what we're reading and retell all the important details in the story. Let's check out a few of them now. So you will see the first vocabulary word on your screen, boys and girls, is the word company. On the count of 3, I want all of you to say that word with me. Ready? Let's try it all together. 3, 2, 1. Company. Awesome job. Now, company, boys and girls, is a noun. And company means people who join you. So when we hear this word in the story, the word company, we're going to have a few hand signals that I want you to show me at home. When you hear this word in the read aloud, I want you to do this. So we can remember that company means to have people join you, join together. Awesome. Our next word, boys and girls, that I want you to be listening for as I read to you today is the word prank. Yes, I bet you've heard this word before, and I bet you already know what it means. Prank means a trick or a practical joke. And I bet most of you have played a prank before, maybe on your little brother or little sister. So boys and girls, when we hear this word prank in the story, I want to see this signal from you guys. I want you to give me your most mischievous face. Yes, prank means to trick somebody. And the third word that you're going to be hearing as I read the story today, boys and girls, is the word shepherd. So I want everybody to whisper that word into your hand, and on the count of 3, I want you to all shout it out with me together. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shepherd. Amazing job, boys and girls. The word shepherd is a noun. And a shepherd, boys and girls, is someone who guards or herds sheep. They take care of a group of sheep. Now, if I wanted to use the word shepherd in a sentence, it might sound like this. The young shepherd had to follow the sheep wherever they went. Another word I really want your ears to be listening carefully for today as I read this story is the word startled. Everybody say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Startled. Great. Now, the word startled, boys and girls, means surprised. And I bet all of you can make a connection with that. I bet all of you have been startled before, been surprised by something before. I know, I have been startled several times. And our last word that we're going to be hearing in today's story is the word tended. Ready? Everybody whisper that word into your hand and we'll say it all together. 1, 2, 3. Tended. Great job, boys and girls. That's really going to help these vocabulary words stick into our brain and help us focus on them throughout the story. Now, the word tended is a verb. And tended means to watch over or look after something. So we've got 2 new vocabulary words that we're going to listen for. When you hear that word startled, that means surprised in the story, here's your signal. You ready for it? You're going to give me your most exciting, surprised face when you hear startled. And when you hear our last word, that means to take care of something, I want you all to put your hands over your heart. You're taking care of something. You're tending to something. Now, today, boys and girls, we're going to be reading The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Now, as I read, I want you to listen for the moral of the story. Do you like to listen to stories, boys and girls? I know I do. They are so much fun and they're so exciting and they can take us to all different places and let us learn about all different types of things. But what about this? Do you enjoy making up your own stories? I thought so. We can make up stories that are funny, silly, scary. So it's really fun to even make up your own stories, boys and girls, and I'm sure all of you have done that before and shared them with your family and your friends. Now, people have been doing that exact same thing for many years, boys and girls. And through the next few lessons, you are going to be hearing stories that different people made up long ago. Now, people enjoy hearing and telling these stories over and over again. But then someone had a great idea. They thought, well, why don't we write all these wonderful stories down so we can continue to share them and remember them with each other? And then we won't forget them. Now you're going to get to enjoy listening to them, and you can even tell them to your mom or dad, your brother and sister at the end of today's lesson. So these stories, boys and girls, were the made-up stories. So we call them something special. We call these types of stories fiction. So everybody whisper that into your hand. I want you to shout it out with me all together. 1, 2, 3. Fiction. Great. So we know these stories didn't really happen. They were made up. Now today, the story that we're going to be reading comes from Europe, and you can see it on your screen. Now, this special storyteller today, his name was Aesop, and he lived a very long time ago in Europe, in the country of Greece. And you can see where the country of Greece is located on your screen. Now, long ago, Aesop and his people, they didn't have lots of stories sitting on their shelf. They didn't have a way to write their stories down. So Aesop had a great idea that he would write all these great ideas down, all these stories down, so they could share them out with one another. But his fables were very special. That's what he called them. And his stories, They were intended for a special purpose. His stories weren't to make you laugh. His stories weren't to make you feel scared. His stories were meant to teach you something, boys and girls, to teach you a lesson. So that's why we call them fables. Fables are short stories that teach us a lesson. So you're going to hear a lot of his stories in the next few days. So let's see if we can hear some of these lessons that he's wanting to teach us. Boys and girls, I want you to look at your screen and look at the picture that I'm showing you. I see a shepherd. I want you to point to the person in the image that you think might be the shepherd. Great job, boys and girls. Yes, the shepherd is a little boy standing that is taking care of the sheep. Do you see the sheep? Go ahead and point to the sheep for me. How many do you see? Let's count them together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he has 3 over here, and there are 2 over there hiding. So this shepherd, what is he doing, boys and girls? Look at his face. He's laughing. I wonder what's so funny. Now, look at the other people. Are they laughing? Nope, they are not laughing. This man looks surprised. And this other man, he looks a little angry to me, doesn't he, boys and girls? I wonder what is going to happen in the story. What do you think is happening here in this picture? Go ahead and turn to the person you're watching with today and share out your ideas with them. Great answers, boys and girls. Let's listen very carefully to find out if we're right. There once was a young shepherd boy who tended his sheep at the foot of a mountain near a dark forest. It was lonely for him watching the sheep all day. No one was near, except for the 3 farmers. He could sometimes see them working in the fields in the valley below. How does this shepherd boy feel about tending the sheep, boys and girls? Yeah, he's kind of feeling lonely because no one is around and he has nobody to talk to. One day, the boy thought of a plan that would help him get a little company and have some fun. Great job, boys and girls. There's our word, company. So he's thinking of a plan to get some company. What in the world do you think his plan could be? Great job, boys and girls. Maybe he is going to try to get someone to talk to him. Let's read and find out. He ran toward the valley, crying, "Wolf! Wolf!" But there wasn't really a wolf, boys and girls. Then why would he say that? Yeah, you're right. Great job. Maybe he did think it was funny to trick them. The men ran to meet him, and after they found that there was no wolf at all, one man remained to talk with the boy a while. He was getting what he thought he wanted, right? The boy enjoyed the company so much that a few days later, he tried the same prank. Again, there's our word, boys and girls, prank. And again, the men ran to help him. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. So now he has played a prank on these farmers. And we know that a prank is a trick. Why is he playing this prank on them? Great. Yeah, he enjoyed the company so much that he wanted them to come back and see him again. A few days later, a real wolf came out from the dark forest and he began to steal the sheep one by one. The startled, awesome boys and girls, or surprised boy ran toward the valley, and more loudly than ever before he cried, "Wolf, wolf, help me, there's a wolf!" Do you think anybody's going to come to help him? Go ahead and turn and share out with the person you're watching with. I don't know. Let's listen to find out. But the men who had been fooled twice before thought that the boy was tricking them again. So no one came to help the boy save his sheep. Boys and girls, why didn't the men come to help him? That's right. They didn't believe him or trust him because he had tricked them twice before. How do you think the little shepherd boy is feeling now? Yeah, I agree. I think he's probably a little sad that no one is coming to help him. And he's probably been feeling bad, isn't he? That he tried to trick the farmers and then he lied to them and pranked them. Now, boys and girls, that was a really fun story. And I think Aesop taught us a great lesson in the story, don't you? Yeah, our moral today was very important to us. That if you often don't tell the truth, people won't believe you, even when you are telling the truth. So that's something we can definitely remember and use. That's a great lesson. Now, boys and girls, today in our story, we had some people and we had a few animals. Now, we know that the people and the animals in the story, do you remember what they're called? Yeah, the characters. Do you guys remember some of the characters in our story, the boy who cried wolf? I want everybody to whisper your answer into your hand, and you can all yell them out at me at once. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Great. The shepherd boy, he was our main character. He was one of our most important characters. Great job. And another one, the wolf. Awesome. And the farmers and the sheep, they were all characters in our story. And boys and girls, we also know that another very important part of a story is the setting. And all these things, the characters in the setting, they help us to better understand the story. Now, the setting is where the story takes place. Now, I want you to look at this picture and I want you to listen as I reread part of the story. There once was a young shepherd boy who tended his sheep at the foot of a mountain near a dark forest. Did you hear the setting, boys and girls? I think I did. Yes, at the foot of a mountain near a dark forest. That was the setting of today's story. Now, I love how we added details to the setting. At the foot of a mountain near a dark forest. That helps me to better visualize and better understand our story by adding details. Now today, boys and girls, I'm going to model how we can write our answers into complete sentences. Now we know a story has a plot. And a plot, boys and girls, is the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. So it's kind of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, I know, it's making me hungry. Yummy. So just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich has a top bread and gooey jelly in the middle and a bottom bread, a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And all those parts of the story are very important to making a great story. So today, I want you to think about all those parts of the story that we heard. And I want you to look back at this picture. Does this show the beginning, the middle, or the end of a story? Let me hear your answer, boys and girls. Yes, I agree. It's showing the middle. Now, how do we know it's showing the middle of the story? Yeah, the shepherd boy is laughing. He's playing that prank, isn't he, on the farmers. And he's telling them to come, that there's a wolf. But we know there's no wolf in this part of the story. Now, let's write that in a complete sentence. Now, if we were going to write that into a complete sentence, we would always want to start with what? That's right, a capital letter. So we want to write a capital letter to start. And we also want to put what between our words, boys and girls? Right, finger spaces. So I'm starting with my capital, and now I'm going to continue writing my words with finger spaces between each word. And that's very important as writers to make sure that we use those things in our writing so that other readers are going to be able to read our writing and share it. So writing in the middle of the story, the shepherd boy pranks the farmers. Now, boys and girls, I want you to check out my sentence. And what do you notice about the end of my sentence? Miss Clark made sure that I started with a capital letter, and I made sure that I added my finger spaces between my words. What at the end of my sentence is special? That's right, to have a complete sentence, we have to make sure we put punctuation, the correct type of punctuation mark. That's right, I put a period because this is a declarative sentence. It's just stating something. It's just telling me information. In the middle of the story, the shepherd boy pranks the farmers. And I even use my vocabulary word, pranks. And that is great information and great details that we would always put in our writing, always using our vocabulary and always making sure that our sentences are complete. Great job, boys and girls. Now, you guys have done such a great job listening to the story and answering your questions that I think you guys are ready to try a question on your own. Now, I want you to think back to the story. All of Aesop's fables or stories were meant to do what? That's right, teach us a lesson. They all had a moral about how to behave. Now, in this story, the shepherd boy pranks or tricks the farmers. Now, when he does this many times, the farmers stop listening to him, right? Now, what do you think, boys and girls, that the shepherd should have done differently? Yes, He should have not lied to the farmers. I agree. That probably would have saved him a lot of trouble, wouldn't it? Now, the moral is that if you often lie, people won't believe you. You should have made a better choice, right? You should not have lied to the farmers, because if you lie, people won't believe you. That is great, boys and girls. Now, I want you to grab your pencil and your piece of paper, and I want you to try writing the moral of today's story on your own. Now, be sure to use your complete sentences and all the things that we learned about sentence writing today also. And I even challenge you to throw in some vocabulary words from today. And after that, you even can add a picture to your writing to give more details. Boys and girls, you did a great job today listening to the story and listening for the moral and identifying those vocabulary words as I was reading. I'm so proud of you, and you guys were fantastic. I look forward to reading with you again, and we had a great time reading The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Thank you for inviting me into your home, and I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in Tennessee's at-home learning series. Have a great day, boys and girls.
You don't have to be a great reader to create a love of reading in your child. Just having books in the home can help. Let your baby hold them. Read with energy. Try using different voices for characters. Use the pictures to spark conversation. Engaging with books every day at an early age creates a love of learning and builds strong thinkers. Enroll your child at governorsfoundation.org to receive an Imagination Library book each month at no cost.